Welcome back to another episode of The Funny Please, where you have the right to remain laughing. Yes. I'm your host, Ashley Ryan, and we are joined by our co-host here. I almost said Ross. Why do we keep on?
My name is Ethan Filler, and I have been apparently replaced as host.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
So
Get
this is our co-host, Ethan Filler.
Hello.
And we are joined here again today by the Ross Belsky, who we love so very much.
The hilarious
most
Ross Matthews.
Punk person we know.
He's so funny. I wish I was Ross Matthews.
Today, we are going to be talking about a very exciting topic that actually our guest Ross wanted to do. We are going to be talking about love languages, what love language we are, if we think it's funny, and delve into our relationship histories a bit. So first off, Ethan and Ross, can you tell me, are y'all single? Have you ever been married, divorced?
Well,
what's going on?
Me and my partner Ross have been together for about 7 years now. Oh my God. We have a little house
on the prairie or not?
Okay, none of this is true. They're not dating each other.
It's
just a fantasy.
For 7 years
of mutual fantasy.
And we love each other very much.
Okay, actually, first, so what are your pronouns and what's your orientation, everybody?
He, him, guy, right? He, him.
No, but
male.
like, what do you
straight,
Are you straight? Okay.
Mostly straight, except for John Mayer.
Mostly straight, except for John Mayer. All right.
Mostly.
Yeah, that's still straight.
This is the only part that I'm gay.
Cool. And so, Ethan, what about you? What are your pronouns? How do you identify?
He, him, very homosexual. Please DM me your penis on Instagram.
All right. I'm she, her, and I'm also straight. I've made out with a girl. I've tried to.
Me too.
Yeah, I haven't done anything.
I can't picture you with a woman.
I've
I can.
been around women when things were happening, but I've never really participated.
Yeah.
I grabbed a boob one time when a girl was hooking up with someone at Burning Man. We're in an art piece.
Yeah.
And they're like, want to join? I was like, no. They're like, well, grab my boob. I was like, honk, honk.
Honk,
like
honk.
a bag of sand.
That was the most that was the farthest I've gone. I've beeped
Yeah.
it.
pretty
But
good. Second
anyway,
base.
so are y'all currently dating, single? I'm single right now.
I'm single. Maybe I would date. I'd like to date and just maybe hook up with. No one is really attracted to me. So
That's not true. Okay, have you seen like 90 Day Fiance? Some of the people on there are like crazy looking. Or
yeah, but they are getting people from Uzbekistan to come to them. I don't want to go through all that.
Country.
They're
I'm sure it's
assholes,
lovely, but like
Uzbekistan.
I don't have enough money to support a green card marriage. Anyways, so I'm open to dating. I'm open to hooking up, but it's not really happening for me right now, and that's why I have.
You said
right
you're on
now.
Grindr.
Yeah, I'm on Grindr. Nothing's really happening with it.
Have you met anyone on Grindr before?
Yeah, a couple times. People are really flaky though. People will often,
that's
just how it works.
That's
but
all the apps though.
the other day, actually, on Tuesday, something happened that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
I was in the East Village and I was talking to someone and they messaged me and I was going to come over to their place. And I did all the usual things of like sending pictures, face pics, other pics, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was like, do you want me to come over? And he was like, send me another face pic. And I was like, okay. And he went, okay, now send me. He was like, you want to come over? And I said, yeah. And I said, okay, send me a voice note of you saying you really want to come over. And I did that. And then it was like, okay, do you really want to come over? And I said, yes. And he was like, oh, you want to come over real bad? And I was like, you're fucking, you're talking me out of it.
Too much. I don't understand the people that get off like just wasting. Like,
Oh,
'cause
you
I don't
wasting
have that
time.
much time. Like
Wasting my
I'm sorry.
time. And then,
Like, what did they even get out of it?
and
Like,
then that went on for like fucking.
I feel like you're that guy.
Truly. And then that went on for like 7 minutes. And then he went, okay, walk to 13th and A, and then I'll give you directions from there. And
no,
I walked,
absolutely
and I
not.
walked-
You did not walk.
and I walked 6 blocks. And when I got to 13th and A, do you know what happened? He deleted the chat.
Do you think he was like watching from like a building? Just like.
Honestly, there's a part of me, I think either one, he's like straight.
I've done that stuff
he's,
before
like,
too. I've like
straight or
gone
bi.
somewhere and then you get there and they delete it. I don't know why
I
people
think
would.
there are 2 possibilities. One, he's either straight or bi and chickened out. Or 2, I have a theory that his fetish is like standing people up or something.
I think it was
because he was really talking in a sexual way about like you want it real bad.
Can you see my apartment from where you're standing? I'm waving out the window.
Do you,
I'm
do you think he also works for Spectrum and is like, oh, sorry, you have a complaint about your cable? It's not Your internet's not running. You have to run a business.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
tell
what
me
it
more.
felt like. That's what I was
Have you tried restarting your modem?
He also was talking in a way that was like, he was like, oh, I don't know if I can trust you in my apartment. I was like, I literally sent him a picture. I was in my work uniform, which is black dress shirt and pants and a tie.
And
I
a
was like,
tie? Do you
and
work at a Thai restaurant?
Oh, she's bringing the jokes back.
It's a good joke. Wow.
It's all, yeah. But I took a picture of me in my fucking work uniform, which I'm a fat, white, feminine homosexual in a fucking tie and shirt.
Feminine.
More than other men, for one.
You're masculine. You're masculine.
Oh, that's very sweet of you to say, but I'm very feminine.
In a Bill Cosby sweater.
In a Bill Cosby
That's like
sweater.
literally your style.
That's
It's
why you
all
have to
Bill
wear a
Cosby
turtleneck
sweaters.
to cover your Adam's apple. So large.
But all right, thank you. But I was like, do I look like I'm going to rob you?
Yeah.
Do you think like no, I'm not gonna rob. It was so fucking annoying. So that's how hookups are going.
He just
for
got
me.
off on it. He's like, you want to open the door, take off your shoes?
Single. What about
single.
you?
I'm not very single. I'm single, but I'm like dating, and
You're
but
dating.
I'm trying.
And how's it going? Because you want to do this topic. That must.
I'm the
mean
one that
it's-
brought this up. I
Yeah.
guess.
Were your
'Cause-
therapy sessions not going good?
No, I don't believe in therapy anymore. I know a lot of people do.
Okay.
But I mean, like, it didn't work.
Was
doesn't
it
work for
with
me.
your therapist?
This is my.
That's why you don't believe in therapy. You fell in love with it?
No. I'm dating like girls like one at a time.
Casually.
Obviously, yeah. But like some girls, I'm really excited about them still. Also, but they don't get me to that like passion spot where we were talking about earlier, where it's like it might just
The
like take
danger
over.
zone.
Yeah, you could feel it in your body. Like my heart rate was
Yeah.
up so like for 2 weeks straight thinking about this girl, and really I'm on like a really high wavelength creatively and a really low one, just like every other aspect.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah, just like
Oh, I wouldn't say you're in a high creatively.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not even.
You can't even get me to write with you.
Yeah. I'm also single. I sometimes do consider
Unbelievable.
myself a widow. Like I kind of was in a relationship with someone that passed away that kind of was really serious. She did want to marry me and like told his family he wanted to marry me. We never got to that point. I didn't know them for too long, but yeah, I've like almost reached that like full point of like being in love and passionate stuff.
Opening yourself up.
Yeah.
Well, don't confuse passion with what it could be part of it, but
yeah, I still struggle with finally getting there. And I did open myself up to someone when I first moved to New York, and then it fell through, and it was like horrible. Like I felt it through my whole body.
When
and-
you date, are you looking for fun for now? Or are you like, oh, I'm thinking of marriage in the future?
I definitely think of marriage. I'm like looking for the one.
They say that
I'm
the
also
saying
looking
is-
for stability
Yeah.
a little bit, because I feel like we all like work freelance a little bit sometimes, like comedians. Like
very sometimes.
it's always like kind of iffy, like
you want someone who has a stable
a career.
income.
Yeah, because I haven't dated stable people in the past, and
Yeah.
it's always
They're
been like
boring.
I
kind
understand
of
that.
stressful, or like having to buy
I would
plane
never
tickets.
date another.
Stability
I
is
would
so
maybe
overrated.
I would have sex.
I
with
want
another
insurance. I've never
comedian,
had
but I
insurance
would
through
never
a
date
company
another
before.
comedian.
You just want to hit me and quit
Yeah.
me? Okay.
Raise your hand if you would date someone for insurance. Yeah, or get married.
I don't
yeah.
care. I don't even care about that shit.
You don't even care about that shit?
I just care about thigh gaps. I'm just kidding.
Yep. No.
I got- okay.
Like SpongeBob.
All right, so now we've disclosed if we're single or not. So, Ethan, what are your attachment styles? Do you know what your attachment style is?
No, I haven't dated enough for that
Okay,
to know what it is.
you don't
young.
know what your
So
attachment
young.
style is.
You need like a toxic relationship.
so
with, like,
what
2
are the
years.
attachment styles?
Like mine is definitely push
Codependent.
pull. Like that's it's part of a codependent thing.
Oh.
I forget what the other ones are, but it's like, yeah, people sometimes push and then pull. Some people
I
are
think
pull,
that's all
then
a
push.
part of it. It's like both, and then like the type.
But when you're in something that's unhealthy, it's literally like it's like that's what the whole dynamic is based on. It's based on
Yeah.
like somebody's going, then you chase them, then you make up, then maybe you switch around roles.
But I think that
it's-
also just means it's not a good match, maybe, because
Yeah.
I do think I've heard this countless times, and it makes me mad when people tell me when I'm going through something. They're like, when you meet the right person, it's gonna feel easy. It should be easy. Like you shouldn't have to.
I'm hoping that's
it
true.
should feel natural.
I don't
huh?
know if that's true
hoping that's
entirely.
true.
You don't think it is?
I hope
I
so.
think
I think both of you should like complement each other's lives and feel like better. It should,
Yeah,
You
but
have a
also
great
you
life.
shouldn't have to try that hard. If you have to put in that much effort, like
I don't think you should.
Are you really going to be with them
necessarily have to
forever?
Put in a ton of work per se, but I'm saying
Yeah,
like,
I'm not saying it's not going to be work. It
just
should
because you have like your first fight doesn't mean that you don't belong together. Like I think sometimes people idealize
First
the
fights are always
relationships too
fun.
much.
Right after your first fight, everyone's always
First
like, "That was
fight.
our first fight," and then Anyway,
No,
But-
yeah.
but like you still need to put in effort. People love effort, but if you need to change everything about your fundamentally, then it's too much. I did that already.
Compromise, but then don't change everything about you for one other person.
And then the thing is, if you're in a toxic thing, chances are like no matter how much you change yourself, there really is the person doesn't even know what they want. They're just like angry like confused, so they're like also you're changing, but the person doesn't even know what they want you to change into really.
But you know that you're toxic.
Yeah there's such a thing as like there can be like two like good people who are in a relationship that turns toxic, and it doesn't necessarily mean that either one of them is bad or abusive.
Then you like look for everything but then like the couple looks like you're a bad you're like they look for every clue.
Well, I think stuff can become toxic too from based off like past experiences and like assuming stuff about the other person or
don't you like Backstreet Boys? I don't care who you are, where you're from, as long as you love me.
But Ross, so you mentioned your attachment style. What do you think your love languages are?
Language? I'm definitely a touchy guy. I'm definitely touchy. And
you say physical touch
and like romantic crap, especially in the beginning. Like random Monday love letter.
So like what about words of affirmation or?
If they need it, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah. So for me, I would have to say my biggest love language is quality time and physical touch. I have to have someone there that I'm touching. Like if you ever have like a bad day at work, like the person doesn't even have to say anything. You can just like touch them and you like instantly feel like better. And just like that.
And then
sense
HR is like, you cannot just touch this person when you're in a bad mood.
Okay, well, not at work. I mean, like after.
You cannot just use this person as your emotional tampon.
I would say like maybe physical touch, and then also like definitely like gift giving and acts of service. Like I think like making food for someone or like making dinner is like a very like nice thing to do.
Thing.
Yeah.
I don't really like the gift giving because I like to give gifts, but I'm not good at receiving. Even if I really love the gift and it's perfect, I always like don't know what to say. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like I feel like I come across as very fake, whether I'm actually genuine or not. And they're like, no, you don't like it. I'm like, no, I do. I don't know.
You heard it here first, folks. Ashley Ryan prefers giving over receiving.
That's true. She won't even 69.
Not in that way.
But yeah, I can definitely see that. Like there's like a pressure to getting gifts.
I also had an experience where I dated someone it was a pandemic relationship. And so you kind of dated like whoever was in your close proximity, whoever you wanted to coop up with, basically. I met this really awesome guy. I was like casting a TV show and it got canceled because the whole pandemic, everything shut down. And so I was finally able to talk to him and I asked him out on a date to Halloween, which this is a funny story. So I asked this kid out on a date. He was a bodybuilder, like super muscly.
Yeah.
It was a first date with like 17 of my closest friends at this long outdoor restaurant table. And it was on Halloween night. And so we were all dressed up in costumes. And my date showed up in a Hooters girl outfit. And oh my God, he looked so hot. It was so funny. It was just like so muscly.
With the leggings?
No, with the short orange shorts and everything was like hanging out. He was like a go-go dancer. So he looks really good.
That. I think Hooters outfits are the leggings are the hottest.
Yeah,
part,
I forgot what I was. I have to go back and look.
A bitch. Wait, weren't you Marjorie Taylor Greene or something? Or that was for
that was
your
last
House of
year.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about pandemic. But anyway, our relationship ended up not working out because we had different love languages. And his big love language was like words of affirmation. And that was not mine. I was not good at giving that. And I felt like I didn't need to give that to him because he was like this hot, muscly, tan bodybuilder. And he kept...
You know you're hot.
That was what I'd say. He'd be like, you don't like me. You're not attracted to me. How come you never tell me I'm handsome or attractive? And I would be like... It's
the world
have you
tells
looked in
you
the
every
mirror?
day.
And so we were like really incompatible.
All
in
the
that
girls
way.
tell me like just
and
you obviously know I like you. I don't have to say it, right?
Yeah, I mean there was other things, but like he had very different attachment styles, I think, and so it wasn't a match. But
yeah, it sucks when it's not a match. I mean,
are there any love languages that you don't think are compatible with you, or that you haven't gotten along with in the past?
I feel like it would be pretty tiring to have to constantly give words of affirmation, because like I believe in showing more than telling. So like if I'm doing nice things for you, or if I'm giving you physical touch, or if I'm being intimate with you.
But words of affirmation is great though. Like, cause like I said, I'm not good at giving it, but it's something that I'm trying to be better at, especially after my last relationship didn't work out, because I've noticed that when people give me words of affirmation, especially like at the beginning, or like even like during sex, they'll be like, oh, you're so pretty, or I don't know, it makes you feel good. It's like it's affirming you and you feel better. And it's good to be reminded, even you know, if you already know or you've heard it before.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've heard it all the time. Keep saying
it's something we can all work on.
Yeah.
But
I think my love language is all of them. I need all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I won't accept it either.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a no-win.
And Ross, so are you actively dating right now? Like, are you on apps?
I meet
How do you date in New York?
I meet all the women at Uncle Billy's in Brooklyn, and I'm not even joking.
At what?
It's a weed dispensary that I work and perform at. Open mic Thursdays and a show Thursdays.
So you meet girls when they're high.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they don't even remember meeting me. Next time you know, we're at a restaurant.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Which restaurant?
McDonald's.
Yeah.
IHOP.
The Popeyes outside
Not
of
the
Myrtle
all you
Wyckoff.
can eat.
No, man. I don't want them to eat. I want them to eat a lot. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It happens more when you're not trying. You know that.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I generally prefer when the few times
I feel like I
it's
try really
happened.
hard.
I'm more interested in meeting someone like naturally, organically, rather than like finding them on an app.
Same. Yeah. I love the natural finds. Or I love even like if it's Instagram, if it's like so random, like you randomly come across someone and DM them and they respond and something happens. Like,
like when I am on the apps, it's like I can't even get with an app girl.
Yeah.
And then
what do you mean?
Like to me, the app always represented like, oh, if I can't meet a girl in real life, I'll just do that. And then when you can't do that either, it's like I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Everyone in New York City doesn't care for me.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone's getting laid except for me. It's like getting rejected from like McDonald's.
Wait,
Literally,
you don't
like,
get laid? When's the last time you got laid?
Right after
I
this
don't wanna say
podcast,
it.
baby.
Well,
Oh, like, did you say, like 2 weeks ago?
He said 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Oh,
I
wait, you
heard
don't want
him.
your ex to know that? We don't
I
have
don't
to
care about my
air
ex. No.
that. Oh, okay. Wow.
It was a few weeks ago. What the fuck?
Wait,
you want
why
from me?
are you ashamed of?
Because it's like a.
You don't want people to know that you lost your. You're gonna have to wear.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to wear an off-white wedding
I didn't
dress.
come.
if
I
you're a
didn't come.
bride.
I still haven't ever came.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Actually?
I'm saving it for marriage.
I'm technically a virgin in the biblical terms because if sex is between a man and a woman.
I mean, I come.
Same-
well,
same.
actually, I don't know. I'm
I
confusing
orgasm?
myself.
No, that's true. Sex is
Virgins.
Virgins.
Yes.
I can't relate to that.
Virgins.
Late all the time.
We're gonna have to put John Mayer again.
Wait, since we're on the topic, when did you lose your virginity? If it's not traumatic and we can legally air
No,
it.
it was actually like the most like romantic possible. Like to my first love in high school, 18
Your
in the
first
woods. Yeah.
In the woods?
We didn't have no place
Wait,
to
did you
go.
kill her after?
Of course, she can't know about. Nobody can know about that. No.
No one heard her scream.
Yeah,
Just the
this
trees.
is the bear shit in the woods. Does my ex stream when I? Okay. Anyway, no, it was my first love. 18.
Did you get poison ivy? Because I had sex one
No.
time in the woods out on Fire Island. It's called have you been there?
Pines?
Yeah, but there's like a sand dune area that people go hook up in. Oh, it's called the meat rack, and people go there to hook up.
They get their cock meat sandwich.
And so I was staying at my friend's house. I didn't feel comfortable like having like a friend over, and so I was like, hey, like I don't want to invite this person back to my friend's house who's like kindly hosting me. And so we went to hook up in the meat rack because that's where people go. And there's these sand flea like these like super tiny crabs.
Yeah.
And they were like pinching us the entire time. And then we got out of the meat rack after like an hour and we were covered in red bites all over us.
That's
it was
hot.
It was not hot. It was sand. Anytime sand is involved,
It's not hot.
sex on the beach. I don't know why that is the name of a drink. Sex on the beach is absolutely the worst thing that can
Sand in
possibly
your
ever
creases,
happen. You
making
should not have
pearls and
sex
shit.
there. Procreation, nope.
Yeah.
Like also if you have sex on the beach, is your baby born with pearls?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You get crabs.
You get crabs. But Ethan, when did you lose your virginity?
Last night.
A couple years ago, I went to a guy's apartment in Queens.
A guy's apartment in Queens.
Yep.
It wasn't me.
Middle
So you went to a
Village.
queen's apartment in Queens.
Yes.
And you queened out.
You're the king of
I
queens
queened,
now.
I gooned, and I baited and whatnot.
You
I love
goon?
that story.
all the stuff.
Doesn't that mean
It's
just like
romantic.
looking at them?
That's all.
Like you look, they like strip for you.
I didn't use a condom.
I could
Yeah.
smell.
I lost my virginity when I was 19, which is kind of
What a
like
loser.
older. No, I was like very sheltered growing up, but it was college orientation, and I fell in love with
Right away.
I literally fell in love because I thought that's like what you do. I was like, oh my god, this is such a great experience we shared, and my heart got broken. And he's like, you know, we're not like dating, right? We're like not actually in love. That was just like, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I know. I literally cried. It was really bad. Damn. My heart was forever broken.
Off an orientation hookup. You couldn't even wait till week 1.
College orientation.
You couldn't even wait till college started.
So we're to that special time in the podcast where we decide whether or not we think love languages are funny. Ethan, what do you think? Do you think love languages are funny? Is dating in New York funny? I don't know.
I think it's funny in a sad way. It's ironic and funny, but I don't know. I'm going to say it's not funny.
Not funny. All right. That's a not funny for Ethan. Ross, what do you think?
It's not funny anywhere else but on stage. Like, I don't wish toxic relationship to Hitler, okay? It sucks.
He had a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, with Eva, right?
Braun.
Yeah. Anyway, it sucks. But if you know, when you're making comedy, you kind of have to just like sublimate it. Otherwise you're just going to be stuck with it inside you. So it ends up being funny. But right after the show, I'll be like, you guys, it's actually not funny.
Right. I'm going to disagree and say that love languages are funny. It was hilarious how like my ex and I, we did not get along whatsoever. We were so incompatible, but we just kept trying because we're both two really good looking people. And it's like G.I. Joe, Barbie, we're supposed to be together. But you know, the parts didn't fit.
Match up.
How many times did you fuck Barbie with G.I. Joe?
Also he was a go-go dancer and we're both bottoms, which was
G.I.
like
Joe?
Bumping purses all night.
But that's what you did during the pandemic. You made shit. It was
make shit work
and make it happen.
Yeah.
What was that? Project Runway.
Yeah.
And make it work moment.
Make it work moment.
What we call right now, Project Runaway.
Making a purse out of a sow's ear. So
Two bottoms do not make a top.
No.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Words of advice from Ashley Ryan.
And you can put that. It's Sonic says two bottoms don't make a top.
No,
remember that. Write that down.
But do two tops make a bottom?
I don't know about that. Write that down with a question mark.
Yeah.
One time I did a joke on stage. When two tops date each other, I think they have to wrestle for whoever bottoms. And when two bottoms are together, they have to lip sync for your life.
Loves
Out
it.
of their butt.
All right. Well, that's it for today. You heard what
show.
we think about love languages. Ethan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at efiller13 or efiller13. You can also find me every week. I help run an open mic at Soho Playhouse at 9:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. That's Cuckoo's Open Mic, music, comedy, variety. Please come by every Wednesday. Yeah.
Awesome.
Ross?
You see me at the exact same spot. Everywhere Ethan goes, I'm at. If you come on Wednesday, I'll be there before and after Ethan, probably during a set.
Oh.
And also, Error 404 Boy. Error 404 Boy on Instagram. You'll come to my plays May 11th and 25th at the Pip. Sopranos and Snakes on a Plane. Hot Topic Time Machine.
Wait, why are you Error 104, 404 Boy?
Error 404 is a error message on the internet.
Yeah, but why do you
a funny
identify as an
name.
error?
I don't know.
You can answer this for me.
Okay.
Look at him. Just look at him.
It's a big fucking
you
error.
think
God's error.
It's a troubleshoot.
He's a God's mistake.
I'm a troubleshoot.
Well, okay, there was once this kid in 5th grade that used to say, your life is a joke, because I was always cracking jokes. And it was kind of like an insult, and I took it to heart. But now I'm a comedian, so just, anyway.
Shows him.
You can find
Netflix
me
is a joke.
on Instagram, all the dating platforms. Ashley Ryan TV. Definitely slide in my DMs if you want to, see if it can happen.
Yep.
And if you do want to take me out on a date, come to my comedy shows. That's honestly the best way to meet me. People have done it before.
Tell us she's funny.
And like that's literally the best way to impress me. Also, I do love like going to dinner or come to any one of my Burning Man events that I post. We have some fun parties. And if you join me for a fun party, it could turn into a lifetime party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. And this has been The Funny Police.
Yes.
Woo!
Where you have the right to remain laughing.
Yeah.